You have made it to day 2. Welcome. Today we are going to be working on exploring culture, community, and nonfiction narratives. Now, again, you'll notice that my page looks a little bit different than yours. That's okay, you will have all of these materials. And you also might notice that the lesson agenda is not optional because in this section I've included materials. So here's a quick reminder about our agenda for today. And again, these times are approximate and will vary by student. And then here's a list of the materials you need. First, you need access to Google Classroom, which we did on day 1, a KWL note catcher, which is on Google Classroom, your vocabulary log, again, on Google Classroom, and access to the cloud audio recording, which we downloaded on day 1. Here are our learning targets for today. You can review these targets and review the unpacking of the targets, understanding why we are learning what we are learning and what these learning targets mean. Then you will be asked to complete a warm-up, which is just a very simple pre-assessment to understand what you know about culture and community and how culture affects community. Now, this is a pre-assessment. It is not for a grade. It is to just understand what you already know. If you'd like to take a little brain break, you can participate in a read aloud with my friend, Miss Hafey. She's a Chicago Public School teacher. You can click on the link and it will play.
Hey Palmer community, this is Miss Hafey and I wanted to share some songs Room 102 has been working on.
Now, once you've finished the video, you can close out and return back and move on to your next step, which is our lesson slides. Moving through the lesson slides, you have the audio of support as I read through them. Shape people. How does individual heritage shape a person? And again, this is optional. You'll move through the slides and again, you'll find other audio examples that you can play. The word for wind in Korean is baram. And then you'll continue to move on through the slides. You'll review our learning targets for today, and you will go over what we're going to cover in our next lesson. If you'd like another brain break, you can do 5 minutes of yoga by clicking on the link. You will need space to move around.
The great enemy of writing.
And sometimes in these videos you have ads. You'll be prompted to skip the ads after a few seconds. Once you have done your yoga, you can close out and move on. Then you'll participate in one of our final tasks, which is a discussion about surface culture and deep culture, which we learned about in our lesson slides. You will watch this video. And again, once you're done, you can close out or you can keep it pulled up. And you will respond to the questions. Once you've completed that, you'll move on to our next task, which is a web quest, a fun activity learning how to say hello in different languages. You'll be asked to just talk about 8 ways to say hello, but you'll notice in these links, here are 46 different languages, 50 different languages, 120. So if you want to do more than 8, that's totally fine. And then you have our exit ticket, which is our vocabulary log, which you pulled up at the start of the assignment. It can be found on Google Classroom. I just want you to enter a few words that you learned in today's lesson. You don't need to turn it in yet. There are more directions about this on the Google Classroom site. Once you have done this task, this exit ticket, you'll come here to your homework, which is a character comparison, completing a Venn diagram of characters. These characters are in this book that you will access on Overdrive, which Denver Public School students have access to. There are instructions on how to do this. And that needs to be completed before our next lesson. But once you are here, good job. You have completed lesson 2. Take your time on that homework and happy reading.